Hey Eurovision fans, it's Tom Kuntu from Shanghai back for another Eurovision reaction video. Tonight I'm going to be reacting to Corpore Sano by Konstrakta. She's representing Serbia in Eurovision 2022 and listen, react to the live final performance and say how I think this could do in Turin. So, let's kiki. As always, you can use the progress bar if you want to skip straight to my reaction. It's going to be after around 3 minutes, but as always, I'm going to give an intro to Serbia in the competition. I think Serbia are very strong. They have a very, very good qualification record of 73%, which is very, very high. And those 3 times that they didn't qualify, twice they were 11th, and 1 time they got screwed over by that old jury rule, which was a little bit dodgy. So yeah, even when they don't qualify, they're right on the cusp. I tend to associate them with sounding really like solid, decent songs. I have to admit, I don't think recently they sent anything super wow, and I think that's shown in their results. They do tend to finish between 11th and 20th the last 4 times in a row, but I don't think any of those songs were bad. Actually, admit I wasn't a massive fan of Nova Deka. But yeah, I don't think that they are as challenging towards the top 10 as they used to be when they came in as Serbia Montenegro before, and then as Serbia. Obviously with Serbia Montenegro they were second with Zelko Joksimovic, and then when they debuted as Serbia they won with Molitva, and then third with Zelko Joksimovic again in 2012. But really since then, nothing really super strong results. I feel in the noughties they were kind of a bit of a powerhouse, and now they're more of like a solid house. This year we didn't have Beovizia, we had Pesma za Eurozivio. Unfortunately, I didn't cover it because there were so many songs. It was... I really don't like these national finals where they just have like a million songs. And then because the format was a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I didn't have enough notice before the final songs were chosen. Quite frustrating that I didn't get to listen to everything before. I'm very aware of the fact that some of the favorites didn't win. Zoria, Sarah Jo, another girl, Angelina, I think. So it's actually quite surprised when I woke up this morning and saw that this result. I haven't watched this yet. I was purposefully saying to myself I didn't have time to do my reaction to those people yesterday because there's so many songs being released. But I'm aware that those other favorites, I was not expecting to be reacting to this today. It's quite a surprise. Someone did mention to it that the performance is very unique. I've seen that it's one girl sitting on her own. I'm super intrigued to see if Serbia are going to be sending something like quite different and unusual, because I really do associate them with more like kind of safe, solid entries. So this won the jury, it won the televotes, so it was a unanimous victory. So that gives me extra excitement for it. Title is in Latin. I recognize that because I actually went to a Jesuit school and I had to learn Latin in school, but it is a well-known phrase in Corpore Sano. It means like a sound body in a sound mind. So it's a well-known Latin phrase. I'm very intrigued by the fact that there's going to be some Latin in this, and Serbian and Latin. Very, very interesting. I'm very intrigued to see what Serbia have chosen this year. Okay, so let's put headphones in. This is Konstrakta in Corpore Sano, One Noma Secret Bang. Wow, that's a very intense beginning. Ooh, gosh, very, very interesting staging. Oh, Meghan Markle. Oh, this is very, very unusual and different from Serbia. Oh, gosh. Very, very striking visual. So different from what Serbia normally sound. My God. I'm so curious where this is going now. She looks very legit. Like, she looks like she doesn't look she's taking the piss. She looks like a real performance artist. I think I get a Manisha vibes. Like, she's trying to make a real point. She's got something to say. She's got a lovely voice as well. Yeah, gosh, it's very intriguing. Like, I really want to know what she's talking about and what the story behind the video is, because she's singing about something important. I'm trying to pick out something a little bit more stronger in the melody though as well. Yes, it's very interesting and unusual. But without understanding what she's talking about... Oh. Yeah, wow, it's very risky. Okay, we're getting some kind of choral elements coming in. Very, very art house. I wonder if she's going to revamp it to put in some more clues for us to kind of guide us what's actually going on. I feel a little bit like Exclude, like I don't know what's happening. Very, very brave of Serbia to be sending something out there. Now, I imagine lyrically this has probably got something very clever going on. So she's going to need to put in some English elements, I think, to connect with the Eurovision audience. I like that in Corpore Sano hook. Yeah, wow. Gosh. Wow, that is so interesting. Wow. Really, really, really interesting. Because I really associate Serbia with super safe. I suppose Novodeka is the least safe that you're going to get. But very solid, very kind of like reliably in that vein of you kind of know what you're going to get. That is so different for them. Now, I've got lots of positives and I got a few negatives as well. I really like how out there it is and different and unusual and risky. The whole time I'm thinking is, she's saying something really interesting and unusual and she's making a point because she looks like a really intelligent woman and it looks like the song has meaning behind it and there's lots of really like iconic imagery, the people around her and the kind of like religious, it sounded like religious chanting. Without understanding the lyrics, I'm going to go look at the lyrics now, but without knowing that, I felt a little bit lost. Now, I was more than happy to sit to that because I'm a super Eurovision fan, but I'm immediately thinking if a casual viewer would be willing to kind of like sit through that, or would they be like, no, this is just a little bit wacky, and then just kind of walk off. So that does concern me a little bit because she's giving me the impression that she's arty and she's thoughtful and there's an imagination here, but I want her to make it more accessible to me. Now, obviously, from her perspective now, she is presenting this for the Serbian national final. So the audience do understand everything that's going on, and this isn't the final product. So maybe she is going to do a small revamp or small something to make it more accessible to us, and then it'll really come alive. And if that is the case, I will do a second reaction because I don't feel like I'm reacting fairly to it, because I don't know if, I'm assuming I'm not looking at the final product. But if I just go melodically, I don't think that's where the strength from it is coming from. I think this song is more making a point, and it's got a depth and meaning to it that come in the lyrics. And those lyrics will come alive when they're tied in with the visuals. I like the visuals, irregardless of knowing what the song meant about. Just the intensity that she had, and this kind of like intensity with the camera, and she was washing her hands, and there were just lots of little tiny tableaus that were just really intriguing and drawing me in. So I feel a tiny bit frustrated that I wasn't able to fully appreciate what was going on. I'm gonna go look at the lyrics now, and then with that in mind, I might go for a second listen. Oh, very interesting. Okay, so I'm reading the lyrics now. I don't know if this is a great translation, but it seems like it's a slight parody on maybe our obsession with celebrities, because the first verse, she's talking about what the lyrics are, what could be the secret of Meghan Markle's healthy hair, what could it be? I think it's all about deep hydration. They say our skin and hair show it all. For example, deep under eye circles could signal liver troubles. So I think she's making fun of maybe our obsession with how we look and kind of admiring celebrities too much. The chorus is to be healthy, to be healthy, to be healthy, I must be, I must be. So the second verse, how fortunate the existence of the autonomic nervous system, no need to control the heartbeats, the heartbeats alone. A summer's day, bright colors, the skirts of mine on my body, the skirts of my dog and I, we walk, just the two of us counting steps. The skirt steps around my leg, we are walking, and that is all, and it doesn't have to get better, the heart beats by itself. I surrender my trust, let it beat by itself, I surrender my trust. God grant us health, since there's no medical insurance for me. So yeah, there's something going on here. Okay, look, I think what I need to happen is I'm probably gonna wait. I'm gonna post this, but I'm gonna wait until she does. I'm hoping she's gonna do a translated. I'm gonna go for a second listen, knowing that there's this kind of like slightly maybe tongue-in-cheek meaning behind the song. Okay, I'm gonna listen out for what kind of melodic strengths are there as well. Like even if we strip away the meaning of the song and the visuals, what melodically have we got? She's a very magnetic woman. She really does draw attention. Her acting is really good. This tableau of the five of them standing around is really striking. Oh, this is so artistic. I think there's enough here melodically, but the slam dunk is the lyrics. Oh, there's something about it that's so mesmerizing. She's fantastic. She's a real artist, and even without knowing, now I looked up the English of the lyrics. I had a rough idea, not a perfect translation. She's talking about something. There's a depth to this. There's an artistry. This is different. It's really I like this, and I don't know if it's something I'm going to down and listen yet. When I have, maybe if there's that version with English, maybe I will. I think there's enough there for me melodic. I do enjoy some of this melodic element. It's got a nice, steady kind of pace to it, and I like that like slightly electronic Corpore Sano coming in towards the end. And her voice is actually quite lovely. She doesn't try to show it off with like lots of gymnastics. She's just got a lovely voice. But she's the star for me. She's just really interesting woman. I just want to like sit down with her and just like talk to her and just find out what she wants to say. And I'm just, my eyes jumping all over the place, and really that was so inspiring for me. Like the whole time I was sitting there, I was thinking about lots of, my brain was whirring, thinking of lots about different things. Now, can I say that about a lot of different entries? No, I can't really. There's a lot of brain switching off, just kind of go with the beat. That made me think, and it was evocative, and I'm really looking forward, and I'm very, very hopeful that she does some sort of accessible version for us all, because really I don't think that it's going to cut it if she keeps it in that format. I just don't think there's enough people who are going to have the patience or the desire to sit through that. I think they're just going to say, what the fuck is this, and where is this? This is in the first half of the second semi-final. The second semi-final is looking possibly a tiny bit weak right now. I do think there's definitely opportunities. The first half of the semi-final always qualifies less people, but right now I would say Australia have taken a spot, Finland have possibly taken a spot, and that's really it. You could argue San Marino, but San Marino generally do have to struggle for their spots. I think that first half of the second semi-final is really quite open. We haven't had Cyprus yet. We haven't had Georgia. Georgia don't really have a great track record. Cyprus do. So Azerbaijan do as well. So Australia, Azerbaijan, Cyprus. I think Serbia have with their very, very qualification record as well. This definitely needs some very clever teamwork. The team need to come together. They can make this visuals even more crazy, but they can explain to us what's going on. They don't even need to translate the song. They could do it with subtitles flashing up behind her, or give us visuals that are more holding her hand to guide us through what's actually going on. But it definitely needs a transformation of sorts. But I would love them to get this right, because I love this kind of like different, arty, thoughtful perspective, and especially from Serbia. I never expected to get it from Serbia. So I'm really, 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 really pleasantly surprised by this. I would imagine now there's going to be lots of angry people. I think there were lots of people talking about those through songs, Zoria and Sarah Jo and Thingy, which I imagine were probably female bops. I don't know, I haven't listened to them. I'm coming from the perspective of not knowing those, so I'm not like, one of my favorites didn't get killed in the finals, so I don't know what else was out there. I will listen to them eventually, but I'm going to listen to them after I posted this video. But yeah, wow. Way to go, Serbia, sending something really out there. I think that's I think it's extremely interesting. Okay, that's what I think about Konstrakta in Corpore Sano. I think a lot of people are going to leave comments telling me in the section down below what they think. I'm looking forward to hearing what all of you guys are thinking as well. If someone has a really good translation as well that's better than the one I looked up, please post it in the comment section. And thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in another Eurovision reaction video very soon. Goodbye.